My name is Chimdindu Chambers. The headlines. NJC approves President Buhari's request to extend tenure of acting Chief Justice of Nigeria. Movement for Survival of Ogoni People accuses military of killing in Gokana. Governor Ibazu preaches love at Easter. And on the foreign scene, large sums of cash found in ousted Sudanese president's home. Details shortly. The National Judicial Council has approved President Muhammadu Buhari's request to extend the tenure of the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Mohammed. The council, in a statement by its Director Information, Soji Oye, stated that the approval followed several deliberations during a meeting which was held last week, Thursday. Oye noted that contrary to reports that the NJC was going to meet next week on the extension of Justice Mohammed's tenure, the council, however, met on April 18, 2019, which resolved to the approval of his extension. As Nigerian Labour Congress intensifies pressure on the federal government to commence immediate implementation of the new Minimum Wage Act, President Muhammadu Buhari has appealed to the workers to be more dedicated to the service of the nation. Speaking in Abuja, the president urged the organized labor to put in their best and consider the economic status of the country.
I expect them to be more committed to their work, whichever it is, whichever level. I would like them, with the cooperation of Nigerian Labour Congress, to look at the economic situation of the country, the population we have.
Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAN, has explained the fire scare which occurred on Saturday afternoon at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. Some passengers had panicked when they saw smoke in part of the airport terminal. FAN said what the passengers saw was residue from the hydrant which was released by the automated fire detector and protection machine installed in the airport's new terminal. The managing director of FAN, Saleh Dumuna, gave the explanation in Abuja after journalists visited the airport in response to a call from a worker in the airport. The federal government has put in place measures to check the consumption of 56 million litres of petrol a day as declared by the Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Ibekachukwu, made the disclosure while admitting that figures have spiked since 2016 when the country consumed 35 million litres a day. He stated that the government has instituted a quiet audit to monitor every product coming into the country for the first time.
One of the things we're looking at, for example, how the cargoes moving. Is there a circular room type movements in this cargoes where they come in and go out and come right back in? There are all kinds of theories on this. But to be honest, no hard facts, no reason for me to be suspicious of the numbers that they've given, but certainly substantial reason for me to question how did you move from here to here?
The police have arrested the former Director General National Task Force to combat illegal importation, smuggling of small arms and light weapons, Osita Okereke, for allegedly defrauding job seekers of millions of naira. He was also accused of forgery, parading as the DG of the task force and obtaining money under false pretenses from applicants across the Federation. Okereke was arrested while paying a courtesy call on the Acting Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, at the Force headquarters in Abuja. The Movement for the Survival of the Ogoni People, MOSOP, have condemned an alleged invasion of Kebara Dere community in Gokana local government area of Rivers State by men of the Nigerian Army. In a statement by the Acting Publicity Secretary of MOSOP, Sonny Zova, the group claims that it received a report stating that a middle-aged man was killed in the operation while another person was shot by troops and is currently in a critical condition. He alleged that Nigerian Army accompanied SPDC pipeline workers in the area and started shooting without any explanation, resulting in the deaths and injuries sustained. A suspected leader of the bandits responsible for the killings in Zamfara state has vowed that there will be more killings in the state as long as the federal government continues to deploy the military and other security forces in the troubled area. He made this known during a recorded secret conversation with an emir in Zamfara state. In the secret tape, the bandits opposed the deployment of troops in their community, saying it would worsen the crisis. Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar has set up a 7-member special team to investigate the alleged bombing of some civilians in Dumburum village in Zamfara state. The leader of the team, Air Vice Marshal Idi Lobo, disclosed to reporters after their arrival at the Umar Musa Yar'Adua International Airport, Katsina State, that the mission was to unravel the circumstances that led to the emergence of the allegation.
We are here to bring peace to the land. That is the most important duty that we must get across to our people. No soldier wants to kill anyone that is innocent. I would rather have a crook or criminal go scot-free than for me to kill one innocent civilian. I'm a trained pilot and a soldier.
Suspected kidnappers yesterday invaded a resort in the Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State and shot dead 2 persons, including an expatriate. Meanwhile, spokesman for the police in Kaduna State, Yakubu Sabo, confirmed the killings of 2 persons in the crisis-prone Kajuru. Sabo said the suspected kidnappers stormed the resort, popularly called Kajuru Castle, and killed 2 guests believed to be tourists from Lagos on the spot. National President of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Reverend Samson Ayokunle, is cautioning the federal government that time is of essence in the release of the adopted Leah Sharibu and other Chibok girls by the insurgents. The current president made the appeal during a courtesy visit to Adamawa State to commiserate with the Christian community over recent attacks.
We still pray here today that government will work harder, and they have been working. Put everything they have within them into the rescue.
The Christian leader affirmed that the government would be dangerous. Meanwhile, Nathan Sharibu, the father of the remaining adopted Dapchi schoolgirl, Leah, says he's disappointed with the federal government for failing to secure the release of his daughter. Nathan spoke when he met with a delegation from Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, in Bauchi.
I'm disappointed in the federal government, actually, because the president himself has called my wife, telling her that he is doing his possible best to see that my daughter has been released. He sent some ministers to my house to encourage us and to ensure us that our daughter will be coming back very soon. But up to now, I did not see anything.
Governor Okezi Bazo is urging Abians to use the opportunity of the 2019 Easter celebration to share God's love and care for humanity. The governor, in a statement by his chief press secretary, Enina Apollos, reminded Christians that the season calls for sober reflection on the essence of the coming of Jesus Christ, as well as rededication to the service and worship of God Almighty. Governor Bazo reiterated the commitment of his administration to serving the people of the state in the fear and leading of God. Meanwhile, the 2019 governorship candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, Dr. Alex Oti in Abia State, is urging Christians to continue to draw inspiration from the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, which was both sacrificial and victorious. In a release signed by his media assistant, Ferdinand Ekoma, and made available to newsmen, Oti warmly sent his message of love and solidarity to Abians for the privilege of being alive to once again commemorate the death and resurrection of the Savior of mankind, Jesus Christ, whose victory over death brought eternal hope to humanity. The financial expert praised the courage and commitment of millions of men and women of the state who have shown great vigor and rare passion in the quest to herald an Abia where God shall take the center stage, and reassured Abians of his avowed resolve to resolutely continue his people-oriented struggle aimed at making the dream for a new Abia a practical reality. Oti reminded Abians that history has repeatedly proven that setbacks associated with freedom struggles serve as the greatest propeller for the attainment of freedom, and encouraged Abians, especially resilient progressives, not to lose faith in God, who accomplishes his plan for his people at the most appropriate time. Similarly, Archbishop of Ecclesiastical Province of Aba and Bishop of the Diocese of Umuahia Anglican Communion, His Grace, the Most Reverend Ikechi Nwachukwu Nwosu, is decrying the present security situation of the country. This was contained in the Bishop's 2019 Easter message, where he urged Nigerians to use the season to show greater love and live in peace, irrespective of religion or ethnicity. He also advised politicians to place the country's democracy on a culture of truth, honesty, justice, service to humanity, equity, greater unity of purpose, political stability and national cohesion as Jesus Christ lived exemplarily. The National Identity Management Commission has decried the low turnout of people for the National Identification Number registration in Abia State. Coordinator of NIN in Abia, Okpabi Eni, said that only 360,000 residents are registered till date since the commencement of the exercise in 2012 in the state. He said the figure was only about 10% of the population of the state, which is estimated at 3 million people. The coordinator attributed the low turnout to poor awareness as well as the attitude of the people towards the exercise. Former Governor of Abia State, Orji Carlo, has advised political leaders in the country to put issues of 2019 election behind them and focus on the real issue of governance. Carlo gave the advice in Lagos while speaking at a lecture pointed out that the purpose of election was to elect leaders to make positive changes in the society and not to play politics for eternity. The former governor said that the people expected their leaders to face the real issues of governance to improve their lot. News now on Flow 94.9 FM continues with business, foreign and sports news. Stay with us.
You are listening to News Now on Flow 94.9 FM, Umuahia, the flow of God's own state.
And now to business news. The chairman of the Presidential Technical Advisory Committee on the implementation of the national minimum wage, Bismarck Ruwen, has said the rising poverty rate and income disparity in the country are to blame for the insecurity across the country. Ruwen noted that rather than a widening gap between the rich and the poor, the disparity was more between the poor and the very poor. And away from the shores of Nigeria, a money laundering investigation has been launched in Sudan after large sums of cash in foreign and local currency was found in ousted leader Omar al-Bashir's home. A judicial source said the Sudan public prosecutor is investigating al-Bashir on charges of money laundering and possession of large sums of foreign currency without legal grounds. Al-Bashir's fate has continued to look bleak since the military ousted him following protests by citizens who were disillusioned by his reign. And finally, in sports, two-time African champions, the Golden Eaglets Nigeria, have finished as winners of Group A at the ongoing Africa Under-17 Cup of Nations in Tanzania after forcing Uganda to a 1-1 draw at the Chamazi Stadium in Dar es Salaam on Saturday. The result also sealed Nigeria's place at the 18th edition of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup that will take place in Brazil. The Golden Eaglets created a basket full of chances, wasting them one after another, starting from Akinkumi Amor poor touch after a sweet team move in the 17th minute. And of course, that sports story wraps the news of this afternoon. To end the news, a recap of our major stories. The National Judicial Council has approved President Muhammadu Buhari's request to extend tenure of the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Muhammad. Movement for the Survival of the Ogoni People has condemned an alleged invasion of Kebara Dere community in Gokana local government area of Rivers State by men of the Nigerian Army. Governor Okesi Ikpeazu is urging Abians to use the opportunity of the 2019 Easter celebration to share God's love and care for humanity. And on the foreign scene, a money laundering investigation has been launched in Sudan after large sums of cash in foreign and local currency was found in ousted leader Omar al-Bashir's home. Thanks for being with us. Do join us at 6:45 a.m., noon and 6 p.m. every weekday for additional newscast. This is Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. You can send your views or information to flowfmnews@gmail.com or visit www.flownews.com.ng for more stories. This bulletin was edited by Ginika Oluoha. Supervising editor, Samson Eze. I am Chimdindu Chambers. Have yourself a lovely Easter celebration.
You're in a flow state of mind on Flow.